and they will be hoping for some high hunt map like maybe Marsh or some such, but Marsh would be actually good for us, well, because of the closed up map. Okay, so what's it going to be? Is it going to be there? Ghost Lake. Well, that's kinda interesting and favors the Radiant team, which isn't DoD. So Shelty is spawning on the left, sees the pick right there, so that's pretty sweet for him. And is it going to be some extra there? Yep, at least 2 that you can see. That's pretty sweet for him and good start, allowing him to advance early. And as you can see, hunting dogs already coming in. And it's a 3 spot and very nice luring the boar onto his ox cart to protect his release. His teammate Jollyman is gathering from berries as he doesn't see the pigs, but they should be somewhere close by. And he will discover them soon enough. But so far it's just goatees and wow, that's a very sweet herd of caribous. Oh, and right gold, that's pretty close to him. That could be a good spot for a Migdol. Moving on to legions, Prostagma is also gathering from the berries, but second one is gathering from the pigs. Come on, you should be going here as soon as you can, because it's really so faster. And he's not even building the mill to actually research hunting dogs, which is kind of curious, but he probably has some special strategy in mind, so let's see what it is. Moving on to the last player, who is Legion Marcus. You also see pigs, but they are kind of far away, so he opted for something else, and that's a big hunt here. He really shouldn't be worried about any hunt in the back, because they will be aggressive with their gods, and well, they have another big hunt here with some berries and another 3 piggies here. Okay, so that's pretty sweet for him. Looking back, what Shelty has discovered, and that's a herd of caribous as well, so that's pretty much the same as Jollyman has, and another patch of berries and a relic. Favor trickle, that's a sweet one, and his front TC, when you look at it, it's kinda decentish position, not bad, kinda far away, but yeah, that's okay still. Same goes for Teal's TC and another relic. Better hero damage versus myth units, alright. Looking how he is the Loki, that's pretty sweet deal for his Hersiers. Against any mythical units his opponents might come up with. Something interesting else. Well, third from Jollyman, just kind of normal position. Seems to be protected by some kind of cliff. That could be advantageous to him actually. We'll see when it's better scouted. And this 30C from Prostagma is kind of standard position. Not bad at all. Template's up for Prostagma, so he's probably looking for some early advance, which is maybe why he wasn't researching the hunting dogs sooner. I'm kinda curious, is he gonna click in after this willy? He's not clicking another willy, so he's probably waiting for the resources there. Well, you'll see. Yep, here it is. That's 4-minute advance for the red. That's pretty sweet. And Marcus will be kinda late-ish, just now building the temple. And first though, where is... here is. Here is the Wolf Sark. And this guy will be having a long time to go, so that's the good play to replace Ace Ox card. Without opponents. Well, Shelty is just now clicking into an advance, so he'll be kinda slowish, not really able to protect his teammate, who is just now building temple. So he might be having a tough time, especially when legions know where the willies are because of the spy. It's decently played, good protection from the for the tower, so it will be staying for quite some time. But he needs to advance for that, and he will be clicking advance, well, about time when red is already in. Or maybe not even that. And you can see that red is concentrating on the green, which means this is a brewing double, I think, because Marcus will join him as soon as possible, and well, it will all remain on the backs of Jolly0N and what he decides to do. If he goes for 2 TC or just fast heroic to help his teammate with some early heroic army. You can see that Shelty already has built some Hersirs to disperse those pesky oracles, removing the Valor effect. It's pretty good play, and well, those two guys are just going in as fast scouts to see what's happening. Jolly0N is still not advancing, so this kinda could mean... I'm not exactly sure what this means, because I don't play Eggy, but we'll see soon enough. Legion Marcos is in, building in his base. It's kinda not adventurous as his red opponent is, and another relic. Better unit line of sight. He should actually pick this up with one of those guys, because it will give him a very large line of view, field of view actually on raiding, and that will be pretty sweet. And green will be raided here, but he should be aware because of this wolf. Yeah, he was aware of this steal, but wasn't aware that red is going there as well. So these Willies with the shockwave were caught between a rock and a hard place. But Legions don't have enough army to do any lasting damage other than force green from the hunting spot, which could prove important as well though. So we will have to see later on. He's already building in his base, researching Hall of Thanes to give his Hersirs some better stats, but red is not really giving up, and he is going through into these green Willies. Is maybe green already researching some tower? He's preparing to defend it with the house, so maybe he will be interested in going for it. He probably should, because this double is going to continue. As you can see, all those red dots coming from the red base all the way here. But red should be careful not to lose units needlessly. A lot of goats, so he can survive for some long time, Shelty actually, because he doesn't need to go anywhere. And actually there's a safe hunt here, that's pretty safe. If he went there and walled himself in, Legion wouldn't be the wiser. What's actually happening there? Okay, those towers definitely need to come up. House down, that's not really all that bad. It's not great for him, but not bad. And right now Shelty is having decent army, but he's not getting the spawns that Marcus just got in the troll. Jolly0N going for the rain, so that's a fast heroic right there. Should be clicking it pretty soon. And already some units are trickling in from him, so he has decided to go for some classical battle as well. Once some kind of hiatus is reached in this battle, I'm just gonna go check Jolly0N what he's actually doing. If he is advancing into heroic, or he's just trying to help his teammate into full-on classical fighting. This is probably a good time. Right now he seems just to be preparing his echo and pumping classical military units, so he's maybe not even advancing, but just gathering enough food to supply the unit production for his teammate. Which at this point means that the early attack from Legion is pretty much dead, but at the same time you can see that Teal has recognized this and is right now taking the front TC from Dutch Shelty. That's a pretty nice change of pace. It could be pretty surprising to Dots, to be honest. Now these red Turmas are going for some raiding, but they won't really find anything in here unless they turn here, down on the wood Willies. You can see that green is taking fight to his opponents, which is a good answer to what is happening in the map, because right now Jolly0N is defending the bases pretty comfortably, it seems, with all those guys running all around the left part of the map. But the front TC could be a surprise to both of them. No advance from Jolly0N, so nothing in there. Oh, Here we see where is the spy. It's all the ox cart as well. So when Marcus moves out for another gold spot, they will know. And Shelter is trying to find some willies. Will he be in luck? No, there's nothing in here. Just two guys building their future life together. And, well, will they find something else? No, they won't. Oh, maybe they will find those idols. Haha, that's pretty bad. That's pretty very bad. And actually, yeah, they will find him. And Marcus is not aware of this at all. But Shelter is not really paying attention here, it seems. Oh yeah, right now he stopped, so let the slaughter begin. Pretty decent job by this rate. And these guys are coming somewhere left, which Green sees very well, and he's going to... he should really let them move a bit further. Yeah, right now would be a good time to attack them when they are behind the tree line, when they can't get to the safety of the tower. And what's happening somewhere else? Teal is at the same time trying to barge into Shelty's base, who still doesn't have towers, because he thought that the fighting was over, but obviously not really. And he's having his hands full with actually defending his base. At the same time though, Jollyman has taken second TC and is going for third. Marcus through Bragi, well, interesting. And Jollyman is going for some interesting raid with Spearmen, a lot of them, and those Sphinxes. Just missed Prostagma second TC. That's a stroke of luck for Red. But you can see that both armies of dots are converging on Teal right there. So maybe they could mount some surprise attack or something. Well, Red is trying to engage, but with Turmas, it's not really anything you can do. Jollyman just upgraded Hierarcho Sphinxes. So that could be some Sphinx raiding. That would be a decent strategy, but at the same time, Teal is really advancing into Green's base. And, well, Green definitely has to hope this TC stays up, because he's just now researching Bragi. 15% there. And we can get some lag. So we better hope at least the game plays out to the full. And Red, pretty bad raiding on Blue, very nice. Blue was trying to get some cheap wood from those pigs, but really paid for it dearly with some willies. But at the same time, this allows Blue to do basically the same to Marcus, raiding at least some of his gold willies. And maybe with those two Sphinxes, I think he could take the TC down. They have good attack against buildings. Anti-buildings are weak, so not all that sure he needed to retreat, but still good raiding from Teal. But just by NAR, but well, he can survive all this attack from the TC, but not from the priest. So that's goodbye NAR, but the damage has already been done. And on the other side, Red is finding gold willies from Blue, who has to retreat, yeah, and that's because of the spy, which Blue has no idea about, obviously. Better town center population, that could be a welcome boost to Jollyman to put his TC advantage even further. Right now he's at 3, his opponents are at 2, but Schulte is just having 1, and his third is already stolen, so not really a sweet position right there. And Red trying to do some damage here. But Blue Spearmen coming in, and from the other side as well, with rejoining all the armies. More Turmas streaming in, and Green was actually trying to do something about Teal's forward EC. But wasn't all that successful, but at least he's walled in. And, well, he's preparing some army to take it down. Those pigs will prove invaluable. And if he is able to amass more of them, and get a lucky spawn from the Hersirs, well, anything could happen. Meanwhile, on the north, Jollyman has caught up with the Red Army. That will be converging, and that's all Turmas though, so it's kinda not really dangerous. He should really be raiding and not running around with not just running around with them doing nothing, playing bait for Jolly0N's army, because Turmas have very low attack and their strength is in keeping Willies from their dutiful work. Right now though, this might be an interesting time for Jolly0N to up and get some siege towers into his army. Because Prostagma is not up yet. Maybe up in? No, but he is housed. Yeah, he is 50% through Thea. So he will be up soon. Marcus is not coming up, and he just lost DC to Shelty, who was able to amass enough army and probably get a lucky spawn here. And, well, right now he deleted Marcus's army from the face of the earth. Since he still has flaming weapons, but Marcus as well. But Marcus doesn't have any army right now, so if he went into his base, he could wreak a whole lot of havoc with his army. What he's doing right now, he's trying to help his teammates somehow. Not really sure what the plan is, but maybe he will be moving at the north. Not really not sure about the goal. Ah, okay, so he's going for these deal willies. Well, that's kinda rude. Gathering gold right near your enemy. And that's accented by the by the spy on the ox cart. Well, that was a fun one. And yes, Teal is continuing right. Rather, Green is continuing right into Teal's base, because Teal is having all kinds of trouble amassing enough army, especially when Green switched to throwing axemen, which are pretty sweet against Archers, and, well, Teal still hasn't made the transition, but market is up, which means he might be wanting to advance into Mythic, but he should really rethink that, because he can't commit all those resources, as he will need them right now to defend. All those red Urmas are still running around and will find these willies quite nicely, but they are being pursued by blue army, and that's pretty much what's happening at the north all the time. Red running around, blue pursuing, red getting a few shots on willies, then running away, and here we go, rinse and repeat. Green is replying in kind to Legion Marcus's attempt at stealing 30C. Right now he's occupying his TC. And will he be in time? Wow, that's a pretty close one. Not Shelty called. Oh wow, that's just didn't make it. But still, those flaming weapons on throwing axemen could be good against those archers. That's a pretty sweet battle. Kinda going into Teal's way right now, so let's just switch what's happening here, where the flaming weapons are killed Red's TC, and will kill this palace as well, I would think. And that will be a lot of willies dead, I suppose. Unless those Turmas are getting back in time, which it doesn't really seem so. Right now, Red is losing ton of willies. Teal as well, and oh. Okay, whoa. Oh, pretty sweet locust. Can you see all those dead bodies right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's like 12 willies at least dead. Whoa. Okay. That was a sweet deal from Jolly0N, and a very nice advance through Hathor right at the nick of time. At the same time, even though Red returned to defend his base, that meant that Blue Army went there as well, and Prostagma recognizes this as the end deal. And Dots, well, even though the game at the beginning didn't look really all that great in their favor, they prevailed, and with a lot of scare, I would say, they were able to take the series 2-0 and advance into semifinals against PK, Player Killers. Well, League Cup games, really fun, really fun. Good job from both teams, and Legions definitely battled very hard. The second game they played well, third win as well, and they were just a bit outclassed, but not really. Good job, good job. So, looking at the post game, Schulte, yeah, he has a high score, same as Jollyman, so they are pretty much equal in there, with Jollyman obviously having the strongest echo, like by not a mile, but at least astronomical unit. Obviously, and that's what basically won in the game, because he was able to go through with his strategy, and then there is just unstoppable, and that's why Prostagma also gave up, because he knew that Jollyman is boomed, and once they couldn't kill Schulte, it's just the game. There was no way it could have went well for them. You can see Prostagma just 18 wheelies. Even though it's Atis, it's not enough. Schulte better, the best at military, which is why he was the MVP. Pretty good. Military count 56, but unit lost 19, but that's because he was running around the whole game with Turmas. And on the other side, Marcus lost quite a lot. Yeah, that's all those 15 wheelies almost from the locusts. Uh, 6 minute advance. It's kinda courageous in a 2v2. But it paid off, as we could see. Jollyman stats bots running away from absolutely everyone by a mile. Yeah, and gold. That means he was sitting at 2000 gold when the game ended. Wow, that's a lot. Alright, so this has been the last game of today's streaming. 5 hours of streams and games. We saw 3 matches.